Championship is on the line here between two superstars who don't have anything nice to say about one another. The challenger, Rocky Maivia, and our current champion, Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Well, Helmsley is our champion for a reason. He's a cut above the rest, a higher class of in-ring competitor. This Rocky Maivia guy should learn his place and respect his betters.
Well, that attitude is exactly why Maivia is so eager to go after Helmsley and his title. He wants to prove Helmsley is just a snide and arrogant blowhard who doesn't deserve to be champion.
Only one of these men will leave this ring our Intercontinental Champion. This should be a memorable match. And watching from home is Rocky Cobra clutch. The Cobra. So much for the submission hold. He just lets go.
His grip strength might have run out.
And now propped up in the corner.
Get ready to count, Byron.
Here we go.
A chain of reversals here. Every motion getting cut off. Incoming. Trying to get vertical, but he has no idea he's in the line of fire.
From the apron. What?
Smothering offense now from Rocky.
Maivia keeps bringing the energy, and Helmsley has no answer.
What's it going to take for Hunter Hearst Helmsley to retain his Intercontinental title here? How can he get the better of Rocky Maivia?
Well, the champ needs to put this young upstart Maivia in his place with unrelenting offense. No time for graceful bows and upper-class taunting. Just beat Rocky down.
Oh. Clothesline!
Oh, that'll leave a mark.
And we know Rocky doesn't have the same experience as Helmsley, and that could be a developing story as this match progresses.
And this is where an experienced wrestler like Helmsley can take a young wrestler and pick him apart, take advantage, capitalize, and win.
Hunter is getting dominated.
The power of Rocky Maivia is too much for Helmsley right now.
And give credit where it's due. Rocky Maivia is leaving nothing in the ring in pursuit of the Intercontinental Championship. Bang, right in the face. Oh, that had to hurt. Look out!
Whoa, what a landing!
Completely throwing self-preservation out the window.
I don't know how your mind would even think about doing that.
Fisherman suplex, classic.
And even before the bell rang tonight, I think Hunter Hearst Helmsley has been trying to frustrate Rocky. He's tried to say, hey, young fella, we're going to do things at my pace, not yours.
Rocky, the 6'5", around 270-pound stud, just has to keep his cool. Don't take any unnecessary chances against a cagey competitor the caliber of our Intercontinental Champion.
And that's another well-placed attack to his head and neck area.
Trading back and forth blows now.
Oh! So much pride, so much resiliency on display.
Just teeing off with that fight forever vibe. Each exchange just sapping the energy from these two.
You can feel the contact, and so does the WWE Universe.
Toe-to-toe, treating each other like heavy bags.
Clothesline, so effective.
And Helmsley just showing his huge edge and experience here. I would say the most cerebral Intercontinental Champion we've had.
Cerebral, I like that description for Helmsley.
Nice neck break.
The champion doing everything to retain here.
Kicks out at just one.
Staying in this one.
Oh, and he stops that offense. He's climbing the turnbuckles to the top. Looking for something big here.
Perched up top.
Off the mark with that one. What grace. Float over to the DDT.
Fight.
Could be thinking of high-risk offense here. Wow. Oh, God. They are feeding off the WWE fans, now pinning the arm down, and
Goodness gracious.
Oh, man, that's like death by 1,000 cuts.
That is attacking with malicious intent.
I love the champion's mindset here. Nothing fancy, just trying to deal out as much damage as possible.
Narrowly escaping there.
counters right back on Rocky. Boom, what a punch.
Pulls their opponent in, belly to belly.
Maivia way up high.
Perched up top.
A diving knee drop.
Maivia took to the sky and executed that high risk perfectly. I don't think Helmsley had that scouted at all.
Has him in the corner, thinking of the next move. Right across the face.
There it is. Reversal. Hunter whipped into the corner. Nobody home. Rocky hit hard. And now Hunter looks to take over this match.
Helmsley muscling Maivia up to the top turnbuckle and a big right hand.
Helmsley with something big in mind here for his challenger tonight.
Well, this is just blatant disrespect from the arrogant champion.
Almost daring Rocky. Hey, you really want my title? You really think you're going to be Intercontinental Champion?
Up to the top. Hooking Rocky into a superplex. This could be it. Can Hunter capitalize? This could be it. Hook of the leg and a cover, and Rocky stays in it, getting his shoulder up.
Still not enough to put out the flame of Rocky Maivia.
Hunter has to be asking himself, what else do I have in my arsenal? And I think we may get our answer, gentlemen.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time, I believe, before this one's over. Hunter hooking Rocky, taking his time, looking to put him away.
Maivia just collapsed.
This just shows you how much damage Hunter Hearst Helmsley has inflicted on the challenger in this matchup.
I think Maivia's done. Official might want to step in, call this one.
The official checking on Rocky. Hunter Hearst Helmsley believes this is close to being over. Lifting him back up again. Rocky rolls through. Shoulders down. Rocky wins the title.
Rocky Maivia has shocked Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Here is your winner and the new Intercontinental Champion, Rocky Maivia.
We have a new Intercontinental Champion.
In a family of elite combat athletes and top-tier performers, the final boss has always stood out, even when he was just a blue chipper.
Uh-oh, somebody called the local zoo.
The following contest is scheduled for one.
And strolling down the aisle, the opponent of George Steele, Peter Maivia.
Always a chaotic matchup.
His opponent from the Isle of...
High Chief Peter Maivia taking on George the Animal Steele in a steel cage match. Quite a heated history between these two guys.
Yeah, Michael, and I think it's because Maivia is one of the few superstars brave enough to take on the Animal. Most of their contests have ended in countouts or disqualifications. Thanks to the cage, he'll get a decisive victory in this one.
Well, that really depends on if a cage can even contain them. Gentlemen, we've touched on the differences between Maivia and Steele as competitors. One man based on order, the other on chaos, but it's reflected in their looks, too.
Indeed, Michael. Just look at the sculpted physique of the High Chief. And the tribal tattoos on his body are extremely intricate and definitely eye-catching.
And Steele is, well, he's an ugly creature. Enough hair on his upper torso to classify as fur. Folds in his bald head. He's like a modern-day Neanderthal.
The cage door's being opened. Can he escape?
Uh-oh.
And Steel fending him off. Oh, ouch.
Each shot landing with a little bit more venom.
Lift it up. What's next? Launch face first. George the Animal Steel might be a bit of an underdog here. In fact, he lost the match by countout to the High Chief.
In Steel's defense, I'm not sure he knows how to count exactly or how to read a rule book. So he's got to be happy to be in this cage.
Well, Maivia is called the High Chief in part because of his commanding presence in the ring. He's more than ready for what the Animal will throw at him, even inside a cage.
Ooh, stiff headbutt. We've seen that Steel isn't above using a foreign object to gain the edge against Maivia. So he's got to have the advantage in a match where they're surrounded by one huge weapon, right?
Well, you'd think that, Cole, but think about how these men prepared for this match. The High Chief is a consummate professional who's game planned for this stipulation. And Steel, well, I think he just shows up to the arena and asks who he's fighting.
And that was an efficient form of offense with that move.
The Animal has to be elated to be in this steel cage against one of his biggest rivals, no less.
Yeah, Byron, we've seen the Animal brandish a weapon against Peter Maivia before when it was against the rules. The High Chief better be prepared for Steel to get even crazier.
Oh, Maivia is prepared, all right. The man is extremely tough and agile. In fact, the High Chief's entire body can be considered a weapon.
Peter Maivia is looking unstoppable now.
Yeah, and Maivia has really figured the Animal out here.
Oh, wow. By a huge club.
Ooh!
Oh! Ricocheting off the turnbuckles.
Big back body drop. Some folks call Peter Maivia the Flying Hawaiian, and the reasons are obvious for that moniker. But guys, how has he earned the other nickname of the High Chief?
Well, Cole, Peter Maivia is very close to the Anoa'i family. In fact, Peter's considered a blood brother to the patriarch of that clan.
When you add on the fact that Maivia was born and raised in Samoa, you can see the great pride he has for that land and its people in the tribal ink that covers his body.
Now signaling for the door to be opened.
He's making his way out. I can't believe it.
Getting carried to a vulnerable position here.
Impressive display of power. I'll just leave it at this. Nobody comes into a match hoping to get chucked around like that.
Ooh. When a man like Peter Maivia signs up for a match with the Animal, he doesn't know what to expect, just to expect anything in the world.
Peter Maivia knows full well that he's in for some unusual treatment tonight. In fact, Steel often has trouble finding opponents due to his erratic nature.
But when it comes to competition, the High Chief wants to prove he's worthy of that name. Peter Maivia will take on any competitor, no matter the difficulty.
Turns that in his favor.
Oh, man! Maivia just dominated the Animal with that one.
Oh, right to the throat.
Side headlock takeover, nicely done.
Tremendous pressure on the head and neck.
Peter Maivia very tough, but he also has movie star good looks. Quite the combo.
And it served him well, Michael. In fact, the High Chief has major acting and stunt work credits to his name. And who knows, maybe we'll see the Maivia name on Hollywood billboards again sometime.
Well, before any of that happens, the High Chief needs to survive this war against the Animal.
And he avoids what was coming.
Dropped him with a big shoulder tackle.
Ooh!
Peter Maivia now with the upper hand.
And you can see Steel is struggling to weather the storm with the High Chief.
That's absolute power with the vertical suplex.
What a hip toss.
George Animal Steel is not a wrestler by any stretch of the imagination, guys. He's a true brawler.
And he might be the best brawler in WWE, Michael. There is no shortage of fight in the animal.
But you know who might be a better brawler, guys? The High Chief Peter Maivia. When you consider that Maivia is also an excellent...
Diving leg drop! Peter Maivia turning his attention to the WWE Universe now. Oh, man.
And there's another focused attack to his head.
Oh, putting focus on the arm here. Oh, what a kick. Ooh.
Oh, climbing up the cage now.
Launching. Boom!
Maivia has steel in his sights, looking to put the animal down once and for all. Cut off with a kick to the gut.
The High Chief Peter Maivia really making a name for himself at WWE, but he's had plenty of experience on the way up.
Plenty of championships on the West Coast, but he's made the biggest splash in Hawaii, where he earned...
He could be looking for a submission here.
Hammerlock applied.
And that's it. It's over.
Oh, man, he is more than fired up right now.
Here is your winner!
In a family of elite combat athletes and top-tier performers.